There we go. Wanted to make sure I was muted. Well, I'll get everything right in just a minute. Anyway, what's up? Ramming with the Brums. Hello. Thank you for dropping in. We're going to have an interesting stream about some things that happened to us during the monetization process, which I think most of us know would be a little bit of headache anyway, but we get to clear a bunch of stuff up with it tonight anyway. But anyway, it's good to see you guys in here. Rebecca, thank you for coming in. Long time no see. Actually, I just seen you just a little bit ago, but hey, thank you for coming in. We really appreciate it. Man, I don't know about y'all, but it's been pretty cool weather, man. I love it. We've been posting a lot of pictures on the community tab of all these leaves and stuff where we going to client's house, and sometimes we get to work outside, walk the dogs, and things of that nature. Man, some of the leaves right now is ridiculous. Congratulations. Yeah, for us it was tricky. We no matter how many videos you watch, um, it just seems to a lot of people overlook stuff that I thought was really important anyway. So a lot of stuff with the time frame of the 30 days channel review and things of that nature. You're like, and then when you actually go through the process, you're like, what? That don't even match what all these people are talking about. And I'm not talking about old videos, but you know, new stuff that's just misinformation, kind of. And I know it's different with everybody, so we're just going to talk about what happened with us. What's going on, Bruce and Peanuts? Thank y'all for coming in. What's up, Wild One? Love you, brother. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. And look who shows up. He didn't show up last time. I'm not responsible for what that creature does, y'all, because I hadn't really updated him. It gets too bad, I'll cut him off. But I at least wanted him to sling some links so y'all wouldn't have to. And don't worry, I'm gonna make it short. We ain't gonna keep a whole wait for a long time for a bunch of people to come in here. I'm just pulling up some screenshots right now. I wish I knew it was gonna, or I was at least gonna do a video on this subject because I definitely would have took a lot more screenshots. I had no idea it was just going to be so different. Because when we really didn't do a whole lot of research on it, but we thought just from watching live streams and listening to everybody else that we kind of pretty much knew what it was going to be like, or at least the gist of it. But wow, we was wrong. It was a lot different. I mean, you had the most, like for the most part, along the guidelines, and that's about it. Like a lot of the time frames were way off. A lot of stuff was left unanswered, and you just had to wait for things to happen. And it's not instant either. They do drag their feet with it once the process starts. So anyway, I'm losing myself up here with all these screenshots I got opened up. Redbird Farm, look at that. Some awesome folks coming in here. Nisi, what's up? It's good to see you. That's pretty close, Will. And it's just weird. I mean, there's a whole lot more to it than I thought it was going to be. I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But yeah, again, y'all. So as far as these live streams go, we're going to be doing like a bunch more of them. I ain't decided on Saturday. I know when we first started doing live streams, we chose Sunday, 9 o'clock, and then for schedule reasons, plus Marley and all the things we was going through with her, we figured Saturday may be better. And we did Saturday for a while until this we, said we weren't going to do live streams for a while. And we didn't, somewhere around 6 or 7 months. But so we're still battling. I guess we may go back to Sunday since it seems to work out so much better for right now anyway. We'll try to pick a steady time and just stay there and quit changing around. I did try to make sure I didn't step on any toes. I'm sure I have a few, but you guys know how I am. If I did, I did. It just, you know, we can't take care of everybody. So, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started, y'all. Listen, this is the craziest thing that I think we went through. And it actually did happen faster than I thought it was going to. I was actually hoping it didn't because I was ready for instant work. As soon as it happened, you have to start with your uh, ads and all that stuff. And there seemed to be some confusion on that too. Um, as far as the payment goes and doing tax papers, there was even a lot of misconception about things being sent in the mail. And that's again with like new channels. So it seemed like the more we watched videos from these channels, as always, the more confused we got because nobody could seem to stick to the same routine of what happens when you actually do get monetized. So, just a quick story of what our experience was. The last live stream we did, we wanted to go an hour. We went 3.5 hours. Uh, as soon as we got out of the live stream, we went back over to the monetization page. And you guys know you have the four little rainbows there that you're trying to get the green check on everything. The last one where your hours was at, it shot all the way up to green. It changed over to 4,070 or something like that, just for a brief second, and then it reset itself, and then it came up with a whole different page of actual steps or goals that you're supposed to do before your monetization starts. I was aware of those three tabs, but after that, it's for everything after that is pretty much chaos. So, what's going on in the Vineyard Farmhouse? Steve, thank you for coming in. I was just talking about you today. Your last name, actually. It's a cool last name. But anyway, thank you for all the help on the Gurus hashtag, man. All your contribution, support overall. Just thank you, Steve, for everything you're doing, Bubba. We appreciate it. Vineyard Farmhouse. We hope you're having a good day. So yeah, some of this stuff's going to be entertaining. Will, I thought you'd be, most people would get a little bit of, or at least 5 chuckles out of this anyway, because it's actually been pretty funny. Let me let's see if I can pull up one of my screenshots so I can at least explain to people what's going on. Okay, so I already got one open. Y'all bear with me. It's been a while. I'm gonna open up this window where everybody. This is most of the time what you're seeing when you go over to the monetization page. This is a screenshot of ours. It was somewhere. I don't even know when it was took, but it was just before we had did our very last live stream before this one, and that's what we were sitting at. So when we got done with the live stream, let's see if I can pull up that screenshot. I'll show you guys, just in case you didn't know. The next page, or at least the next thing you're going to see on that monetization tab. Okay, so as soon as you clear your hours, this right here is what you're going to see. And these are the next three set of going. Let's see if I can make it full for you. That don't really help much, does it? Anyway, you don't get to see my fat ugly face for a few seconds. So this is what you look at next. And these are the steps. Now, this happened pretty fast because the easiest way I can explain it to you, and I'm not going to teach you guys how to set it up. I'm just going to show you the process and kind of how aggravating it was with all the little mistruths. But the step two happened pretty fast, and I can go ahead and say that if you have ever like been to somebody else's channel and you have a membership, or you super chatted them or sent them a super sticker, a thank you, whatever, then you pretty much don't have to worry about this step two because you're already in with the AdSense program. Most of your information is already in there. If they can take money out, they can put money back in unless you choose to use a different account. So that was pretty much easy for us. And then step three was, it was a big misconception on that part. That's the first confusion or bit of confusion that we had because all the big channels, and I'm not talking about, again, older videos, guys, I'm talking about new ones that was just 3 months ago. And they're still saying that step three takes an entire month. Um, and then 50% of the other videos we watched said it was 7 to 10 days. So it was like a lot of confusion because you're like, okay, who's right? You would think most of these people with at least 2 million subs would know, and it was just 3 months ago, and they went back through a whole nother review with a smaller channel to make sure the steps hadn't changed. So I figured they might have been right. But uh, so for that bottom part to change for us, like I said, I'm sure it may be different for some people, but for us, that took about maybe 3 days. Now, for that part, also, some of you might want to remember if you're not monetized or don't know much about it. Uh, if that goes all the way through and there's a green check there or a little green step that says done, then you pass. But if you want that to make sure it happens, then there's a few things that we learned had no idea. But a lot of people were saying if you have any content marked for children during this process, there was a whole lot of myths about it, misinformation. A lot of people says it has to do with how many videos you have. If you have too many, you can cause a hiccup in this process, step number three. And there's other channels that saying you can absolutely have any at that time, which I found out, at least for my experience, for the most part, that's true. So if you don't want to make step three, restart, because even though it don't take 30 days in my experience at all, it only took 3 days. If there is a hiccup, then you will automatically reset, even if it takes 7 days, which that is actually, if you start reading into the help files of the actual YouTube monetization program, all the info in there does state that it takes 7 days. Ours was just a little bit faster, but if you do have a hiccup and you have like a copyright, and they say that you can have copyrights, it'll share out, but it won't cause a hiccup in the system. That's not true. It will. It absolutely will, because we had just one, and it was from a friend who actually owned the music, but it still had one. So what I had to do was just go back in and I didn't delete the video, but I did make it completely private, not unlisted, but completely private. And then when it went back through, it just skimmed over that video like it wasn't there, and everything went through like a charm. But I don't know why. A lot of people saying that you can absolutely have them. We all know that there's like tons of channels monetized right now. So especially content made for kids. The richest tuber right now, I think, is Diana and Roma. They're 400 million or whatever, and all their content's made for kids. So we know you can do it, but for the process, I don't know why. But we had one that I think it was our first video we ever put out was Marley, and she's trying to tell the chicken to sit down, and it's just a short video. But because she was in the video, actually in the video wasn't about her or aimed toward kids, but she was in a video talking to a chicken, and they marked it content made for kids, demonetized it, put it in its own program, and all that. So, I mean, it was just as easy for me to remove that. I did, but again, it caused a hiccup in the system. So let me go back. I'm sorry, y'all, because I start to babble. Joy Bless Life. Thank you, two guys, for coming in, Joy and Donnie. Um, Jason, thank you for coming in. Dawn, we appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. We appreciate all you beautiful people coming in. So All I'm doing is I'm just explaining some hiccups for people that is looking forward to being monetized but haven't yet, and they think they might know a little bit about it. We did. We thought we knew a lot about it, and I'm just going to try to help clear up a few misconceptions we had because we had to experience it without any help. Nobody seemed to. Everybody seemed to have the same questions we had, but they couldn't answer them, and they was already monetized, which was still even more confusing for me. So anyway, I just figured I'd go ahead and make a quick video and show you guys what happened to us. So as soon as we had our hours after sending, we closed that live down. Um, that screen refreshed all by itself, and this is the next one to come up. Like I said, we had a little bit of a hiccup. Again, if you guys want step 3 to go through really fast, just make sure you don't have any copyrighted music, even though you think it's not, and everything's marked cool on your channel with no copyright claims. The minute you go through the process, even if you're using stuff from Filmora, Kind Master, it don't matter. They all have free music you can use, but eventually you'll see people running into hiccups with those musics that they do use. So it will catch one eventually. So just be careful with it. And if you want it to go through faster, just go through and fix your content made for kids. I mean, even though it's just a glimpse of a child standing in that video, if it picks it up, it's going to mark it. And then you're still going to have to do something with that video until the process is done anyway. So, anyway, once you do get that step 3, I'll show you the next screen that we had. Now, we don't have, I don't think I have an entire screenshot of each tab as they added it. So, the first misconception I had was I thought once you was monetized, the next day you would wake up from step 3 being done here, your channel review. Once your channel review passed, was when you get your tabs. You could start fixing your AdSense, fixing where your ads land on your videos, startup and end, and also your channel memberships and super stickers. It didn't happen that way. So for the first almost week, when we woke up, when you click the monetization tab, you had little black squares, and I'll show you what ours look like now. I don't know if I have a screenshot of that. I'll look and see, but you just had four squares, and one of them, the only 2 ads that we actually had was AdSense for, and naturally we had that set up a long time ago, and then um, the next thing was super stickers, which is the first thing that you do unlock once you get monetized. Mr. Craig, what's up? Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Let me make sure. Okay, ain't missed nobody else. Again, y'all, I know I stepped on people, but I thought this live was pretty important. um, so anyway, I go back to it. We had, like I said, we had 2 tabs on the monetization page and studio, and one was super stickers, and the other one was AdSense. The AdSense, when you clicked on it, just told you your information. Like I said, if you'd already been a member of somebody's channel or paid a super chat, it had most of your information there. And then on your super sticker page, obviously it had where you could turn on super chat, stickers, thank you donations on the front of your page, which is a new thing they just added up there. Uh, and after that, on like 3 days later, which is like 8 days already into the process, they added another tab, which I can't even remember what that was. But it had something else to do with ads uh, and how you control more on what type of ads. It's like another app, which still was confused about the membership because I thought we still had a hiccup. Everybody else was saying, even the big channels, was like the next day you get start working on your emojis and your emotes and all that stuff. Still not true because we're on like day 10, and Bobby was the only body that was actually saying, listen, I'm pretty sure if you go back to the help files, it does say that memberships on the channels will take 10 days. You got to complete all the monetization process first, and then even if that takes 7 to 30 days, like they said, it'll take 10 days after that process completes. So we almost hit that 10-day mark. Actually, it was just like maybe 4 minutes before 12 o'clock at night before the next day started, and that membership tab came up. So it took around 10 or 11 days for everything that you actually think you get to set up at one time, you don't really get to do that. They still drag their feet and make you go through a few loopholes. And then when you get that done, you have to wait for them to review it. When you do set up like your membership page, you pick your memberships and they'll give you steps to go by. I guess you just try to do like we did and stay with the basic norm of what most other people do. Which, as far as the prices go, we did that, but how we set up our memberships is totally different. We've been thinking about this for 2 years now and how we would do it. And if we ever did have memberships, it would have to be totally different than everybody else's stuff. Just giving you emojis and badges. That's cool because I can program those things too. But we felt like if we was going to do anything like that, it would have to offer a lot more, and so they do. But anyway, it's like I said, for the people that have it, going back through and go to each video, like they're talking about here, for each video, you finally do get an option to turn it off and on, but there's a whole lot more control once you come out with that extra little tab that some people still don't have today that I seem to get before any other tab opened up. So it takes a little while. And then so you're looking at day 15 or 20 if you're actually going to take your time and program your own emojis and don't use generic badges and you want to create your own badges and things like that. Watch a few tutorials. It's easy, guys. It's really easy and it's actually fun to do. So by the time you get that done and set up each membership that you create, you have to turn in, and they of course have to do a review on that. And they say they'll get back to you in 24 hours. One took less than 15 seconds. The other one is still hanging out. So that's all. I just wanted to make sure everybody's on the same tab, at least as far as I go. From all the channels that I've watched, it was just everything was different, and there was like uh, completely opposite end of the spectrum from their fellow channel that posts the same kind of videos as them. Not blaming fault on everybody. I'm just always confused on how everybody has so much different information and content and it not be the closest thing to the truth. Because I mean, obviously, I always try to do research to make sure I'm not babbling out a bunch of garbage for people to listen to. But at the same time, when you just can't find the answer, sometimes you got to go through it. And none of it seemed to make any sense until we actually did. And then when we was done, just today, we finally got an email saying that everything was complete, done. I think all we got to do is do some kind of introduction video for memberships or whatever. But anyway, it was all complete, and we're looking. I don't know. It's a lot longer than we thought it was going to take, which we wasn't in a hurry anyway. But when we got done, it was just even more confusing on like why half the stuff was even out there. So my opinion is, if that's exactly what you're wanting to do, is monetize and start memberships and make money that way. I know as soon as you do get those hours rolled over, the first thing you want to do is start doing that, customizing it. It's just going to take a little bit longer than you thought it was going to. You do got to go through 3 or 4 more little loopholes, and they make you do a few more stunts, but another 10 or 15 days, and you'll be there, and then you can just take your time and play with it. And you know how some people do. They start it up, don't like it, and shut it all back down. That may be what we do. We don't know. But anyway, it was there. We wanted to go through it for the experience just to say, we did it. And we'll see how it goes. We did try to post a little bit of content today. And as soon as Bobby gets done with Monty, I'm sure she'll come in here and she's got something to talk about all the time. But thank you, Jason. I hope you're having a good one, man. And as always, thank you, Jesse and Lisa. Always doing a great job with the mod. And that's why they call you the mod father. We sure do appreciate it. Jerry, thank you for coming in, man. I thought I missed somebody. Appreciate it very much. So I'm gonna go back up here to YT and I'm gonna post a link. If y'all have any questions or have anything to add, because I promise I'm not no uh, any YouTube expert, that's for sure. I still think I'm a little bit better with Odyssey than I am YouTube. So, I ain't a know it all, and if somebody else can add to it answer some questions, help somebody else out. Because I know a lot of people started at the same time we do. A lot of you guys got there faster than us, which is perfectly fine. And some of us are still waiting, but you're getting there really close. So I just thought I'd feed my information because a lot of the stuff that you're reading, we had a big misconception on how it was going to work out or how it was all going to play out. Either way, it's all fine and dandy. It happened, and it really wasn't that hard. They tried to, pretty much make it where, dummies like me could understand it when you go through it. But as far as the waiting time and when those tabs come up, there is no information out there on when each tab is released. So far, we have 5 tabs up there. Again, if I don't mind, I'll share a screenshot of the monetization page. There's like 5 tabs there, and it took somewhere between 3 and 15 days for them all to pop up. Are still going to, according to the information that we found. So, and there's some people that spend monetized way longer than us, still waiting on some of the tabs that we got open. And when you hit that kind of hiccup, you'll have to go back through your channels and look at each video, like Jesse was talking about, and because they do have an option when it happens if you want to monetize all your videos at one time, or you want to do it yourself. Probably best to do it yourself because they'll go through and mark everything that they feel like is belongs in a certain category, and then they'll monetize it or not monetize it, and then they'll even have the monetization on shorts, and you'll have to go back through and even on your private videos. So you'll have to go back through and turn it all off and do just as much work anyway. So, in my opinion, I think it would have been better if I would have just went ahead and just clicked the option for me to just monetize each video myself. So, anyway, let me shut up and post this in case somebody wants to hop up here and add to it or know more about it than me. Or maybe y'all want to ask a question to the people in the chat. Just hop up here and holler at us while he's hollering at me. We're working on. I don't know where my phone's at. I'm sorry. Q, what's up? Bam. Hey, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Daz, there's another one I missed. Thank you, man. Thank you for the comment today. I appreciate it. Glad you come in. Good luck on that medical call, my brother. Again, thank you for the support, Daz. Hey, what's up? Tammy and Jeff, thank you for coming in. We're just talking about the silly monetization process. Let me make sure that loop came through over here. Okay, it did. And that's it, y'all. That's just a little bit I was going to talk about. Like I said, I will go over here and try to pull my stuff up and show you some screenshots. But how do I go here? What's up? Holman's Homestead, thank you for coming in. Anti, what's going on, my man? Thank you very much for coming in. Can we be talking about Python? By the way, I do love Python. Hey guys, Kendra and Jason, awesome people. Thank you very much. We're gonna see how it goes, y'all. We're just gonna ride it out for a little while, see what happens. But yeah, it was an experience. It wasn't that bad, but it was definitely confusing. And you're probably gonna hear me say this another 15 times. It's just it wasn't. And I watched a ton of videos. It wasn't anything that you know. So it was kind of cool that it was like every couple of days they was unlocking stuff for you. You know, Jesse's came up. What's going on, Jesse?
Hey, Mike, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I can hear you pretty good.
Okay, well, just making sure my mic was on.
Yeah, it's on.
Congratulations on your monetization. I got to figure
Thank
out
you,
which.
brother. Appreciate it, man. It was like I said, we were doing it for that, and then at the end, we finally figured, we might as well go through and see what everybody else is talking about, see what it's all about, because we don't do a lot of live streams anyway. But it was definitely a whole lot different than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, yeah. I just got mine, so yeah, I'm going through all the one thing. I have to always watch my email, and I always got to watch, the YouTube whenever they pop up with a flag for you to answer something or whatever. So it was definitely different. So, and I think I got everything squared away. I've got everything. I haven't got any notices that I need to give them anything, but um, it's one of them processes that, like you said, I wasn't really looking to do that myself, but it happened, so might as well. But I do know this: all every time I go live, the live is turned off. So you have to the live monetization is turned off. You have to go in there on their live tab and turn it on.
Just say turn it on.
Yeah, so in your YouTube studio, whenever you create, well, unless you're doing a YouTube live, if you're doing a StreamYard live, you can do it when you do your StreamYard. But um, the YouTube, if you do let's say you're on the road, you're going live. Well, as soon as you finish your live, you need to go in there and turn the monetization on because it defaults off. I mean, I haven't found a way to turn it on where it defaults to always monetized on.
Hmm.
So you can forget, you can do a video and forget, and you don't have the monetization on, and then you're not getting any credit for any of those videos or the ads that are being played.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and right there in YouTube Studio now, it should have a live tab. You'll have your regular videos tab, and then you'll have a live tab, and then you'll check your live and the other thing, another one is shorts. So you'll have a videos, lives, and shorts.
Yeah, let me see. See if I share this one.
Yeah, I'm new to this stuff too, so don't consider me an expert. I'm just telling you what I've seen or what little bit I know.
Okay, so here's what my tab looks like. Once you go into Studio and click Monetization tab, all of those tabs at the top where it says Overview Ads, all that stuff, the memberships, none of that was there. And it
Correct.
took a period of almost 10 days for them to add it. It's like after you do a couple of processes of like on the ads part, it'll ask you for some information. And then once you fill that out the next day, it's like it'll unlock it for you. But if you don't answer the questions or follow some of the stuff, you don't know. But the other tabs won't open up until you complete it. And the only way you know you completed is you have to click done. You can't leave it sitting there for a reminder. You have to say that you understand what they're saying, and then it goes away. And
Right.
so you don't want to try to save it because that lets them know that you finished that process, and then another tab will unlock. So, um, it's just a time frame. The timing of it all was totally different from what everybody else said. So,
Right. So in a few days you'll start seeing a little bit different because I'm looking at mine. That stuff that you're seeing on your screen will drop down, and then there'll be another section that comes up above that. It's called Important Things to Know, and it gives you introduction to earning on YouTube, where you can look at topics, different topics. Um, then you can earn and engage with fans. You can see your earnings, or you access support. That's the other thing. When you get monetized, you get direct access to support.
right.
Yeah.
But yes, you can.
Right. And then you'll get, in a few days, you'll get this right here. Um, Hold on 1 second.
It was about a week later.
Yeah, it's about a week later. So what you'll get is this envelope like this. Where's its camera at? It says the Google. It'll now. I don't know how you're going to set yours up, but I set mine up to in my wife's name, so everything goes to her account, and then it gives you a pin. It looks like this. I'm not going to show you my pin, but
Right.
you'll get a pin. This is your access code to get your monetization payment started. So, but that should come within a week or so, and it'll be addressed to either your home or your PO box. We have ours set up to our home.
Right. Now, see, the confusion on that, Jesse, was that wouldn't even come until you met that threshold, the payment threshold, and then that would come. So that was another big misconception that
Well,
was
I didn't have the payment threshold. I mean, even right now, I'm only showing like $80 in there. So, and you got to have a minimum of 100. Well, I mean, 80 that I'm going to receive. It's a lot more than that, but you know, Google's going to get their money first.
right.
So, but yeah, once you hit that 100, then they'll pay out. And then, so for example, I monetized on September 11th,
Right.
and then, or you know, I got my hours, and my monetization watch hours. I got everything on September 11th. So I had a giveaway that month. I'm not sure if you remember that, but we had a giveaway, and we made $100 and something or whatever through to the super chats, which was about 2 weeks after we went live or we got demonetized. And so all that didn't equate to $100. And then now in October, I've made a little bit more. So I won't see anything of September's and October's until November.
Right.
Because they're always they pay in arrears. And what's funny, now you can maybe I may be mean for this, but when you go to pay something through Google, they take the money instantaneously from your bank account. You know, if you pay with a credit card or whatever.
Yeah.
Yet, whenever you get paid for your AdSense, it's 30 to 60 days in arrears. They can take their money like instantaneously, but they can't give it to you until later. But
Yeah.
that's what's funny. It's like, wow. But if you go to your dashboard on your YouTube studio, if you're still in there, and then go down to your content, I don't know if it's going to show up. It may be on there or not. I'm not sure if it is. So you should have under your content, you'll have all your content, and up on top you'll have videos, live, and post. Do you have that on yours, Mike?
Yeah.
If not, I can share my screen if you want me to.
Yeah. Yeah. Videos, live, and post. Yep.
Okay, so click on live, and then see if you have a column called monetization.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's where the monetization gives you the option to turn it on or off.
And you're right. Mine is set to off by default right now.
Yeah, they all default to off. So when you go live, before you go live, make sure you turn it on. Unless you're doing it from remote. If you're doing it from remote, you can't turn it on until you get back. But
right.
Or at least I haven't figured out a way to turn it on remotely from my phone.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, Jeff, we didn't do YouTube for this, and honestly, we told a lot of people we weren't going to do it for a while. But I do have a friend that's a lawyer that we also have one that's on payroll, but this one's just my friend. And he was like, "You're crazy if you don't." I mean, I know the 30% sometimes is outrageous, but that's almost normal in any contract now. Of course, I know that we own our own business, but he said it just depends on who you are and you're following. You'd be crazy not to at least do it, at least for the experience and see where it goes. So, and he's always been right. So we tried it, and it was like I said, we didn't do it for that, but for somebody that's really looking to get monetization so they can get started, not getting that membership tab or the one tab that you want for super stickers, if they don't unlock, some people, will go all fanatic on trying to figure out why they didn't get it, clicking stuff on the videos, thinking something's stopping them, because it will.
You're
if you have
you're
the wrong
correct.
stuff, it won't unlock for you. But It's supposed to take at least 10 days for that membership tab to open up after
Yeah.
all three of those checks are done. So
Yeah. And I don't have preference for or against membership. I haven't decided whether I want to go that route or not, but and we don't get me wrong, we're members of quite a few channels. But my feeling is if I'm going to start a membership, I need to have something to offer the members
to offer, yeah, that's what we
that
wanted.
non-members are not getting, right. Um, because if you're going to ask for $1.99, $2.99, $10.90, whatever you're going to ask for, I feel that I owe them something above and beyond what non-membership gives you. And if I can't provide that, then I feel like I'm cheating them. So
Right.
it's just hard for me to open up to memberships. Now, and there's a lot of people say, hey, we just want to help you out and we want to do it by way of membership. Well, there's also the thanks uh, icon that you'll have on your header there.
Yeah.
Uh, and you can always provide support by the thanks. It's another way of giving besides super chat. So I'm not saying that membership is good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just for me, I haven't decided what can I offer my members if I'm going to have a membership that's going to be above and beyond membership.
Right. And
So
that's how we felt. And we talked about it for 2 years. It was just we always said if we ever did do anything with monetization, it would only be you can ask Jamie or Jules from Jules Garden Tip. I've said it all the time. If I ever did it, it would be for that reason because we do have so much different stuff to offer, and it's just packed. Like we could be
mhm,
sending out a lot for memberships, and I want to make sure if we do have it, it's just different. Not trying to be better, but if somebody's spending a monthly payment, I want to make sure they're at least getting something out of it. I
exactly.
think in one of my videos, I said silly emojis and badges. They're not silly; they're fun, and they're going to be fun to use. I'm going to have fun making them, but it's just a thing of, like I said before, as far as a monthly payment or somebody paying for a membership. I agree. I think they should be getting something back
Right. I
besides
mean,
what every other channel. And I'm not. I'm a member of some good channels, and I feel the same way you do. I'm a member of their channel because I like what they're doing anyway. I
right,
don't got a problem with it, but I do for me. I just want to make sure I at least got something to offer back to make it
right,
worth it.
right. I mean, there's some competition with those badges. Some membership give you badges, right? And some people say, "Well, I want to get this, this badge or that badge." After so many months of membership, and so there's a little bit of competition that way. But all in all, if somebody's going to want to support you, they're going to support you either way they can, whether it be in super chats, the thanks, or membership. And if I go membership, I want to have something that I can offer.
I agree.
But right now I don't know what that is, other than like what Joy Bless Live just said. She said that she puts together content for their membership only. So you'll have membership content versus content that you're going to give to the masses. And I mean, if you have the means to do that, then that's great.
Yeah, we have. Well, I'm sure most of you guys know we have. Bobby has her own candle thing going, and I also have Nightbreed Fishing because since the day we started YouTube, we've always been connected with some of these outdoor channels.
Right.
Just because I used to be a bass fisherman, me and my cousin used to be in tournaments. We got plumb up to the Redmond tour. We had good sponsors and stuff. Love to bass fish. It's like I always tell people, it's in my blood. I can't not do it. You know what I'm saying? So when we started doing those tournaments, we started learning that having your own custom baits would give you an edge. And we just got so good at it that everybody else started wanting them, and it turned out to be a better business than actually going to fishing tournaments. So I started that back up last year, and we have a lot of prototypes that we can be shipping out. Sometimes we'll pour two or three of something, and somebody will catch a 10 or 12 pound bass on it, and we've done discontinued it before because we didn't get a lot of orders on it. Turns out it's a big thing down in or over in Texas. We got a back order on them already, so there's a lot of stuff we could be putting out on that side. So what we decided to do was on our middle memberships. Like I said, we weren't going to talk about it a lot tonight. We'll do a whole different video on it, but we just did a choice to where when people paid that middle membership or whatever it is, $5, You can do the homesteader package or you can do the outdoor package. So when we start mailing this stuff out all through the year, if you're an outdoor channel and you follow us, then you choose the Nightbreed side. You won't get no packages of seed and garden gear or nothing like that. You'll get fishing hooks, prototypes nobody else has fished with, stickers, new logos that we come out. You'll get all that stuff, and you won't have to worry about no garden stuff, which we don't have a problem with that because we like to fish here too. And it's
Right.
the opposite for the other side. The exact
Now,
same membership, you can just choose the other
now,
side.
f- now, for example, let's say a lure, right? Just say you make a lure, a prototype lure, or whatever. You could offer that to everybody for, let's say, $9.99, but your members can get it for $4.99 or
Right. Yeah.
$6.99 or whatever. So you could offer your. That's another way of going with you. That sounds like you got a great little, um, plan there because, like I said, you got to have something as the perk. There's got to be a perk for somebody to sign up for whatever level they want to sign up for. And I'm not there yet. Maybe down the road I might be. Lisa's constantly making jams and jellies. I mean, I could probably give free jams and jellies to members and so forth. But right now we haven't come up with anything. So I'm not going with the membership right now. But I'm not saying we won't later down the road. Yeah. So
Hello, Barb. If I missed you, thank you, sweet lady, for coming in. Jesse, I think you and Lisa have tons of stuff to offer. I'm pretty sure when you come up with a package, it'll be well worth it because y'all always do some awesome content. You're always unique. I'm sure when you guys come up with a membership, you'll do really good with it.
yeah, I can have access to some vanilla, but I don't think that anybody wants any of that stuff.
It's pretty popular down here. I can tell you that. And
But
listen, y'all, if y'all want to come up and talk to me and Jesse, I ain't shy. Jesse, I appreciate you coming up
yeah,
here and spending your time on panel hanging out with us, Bubba.
not
If
not
anybody else wants to come hang out with Jesse, y'all got a question, y'all got something you want to add that we don't know. Well, we're getting a whole lot of comments, some good stuff. Some of them's pretty funny, and some of them is pretty educational too.
yeah.
That's exactly right, Steve. That's how it always works.
Also, we got two people that want vanilla. Barb's my neighbor, by the way. She lives about probably 10 miles down south of here, or not even that far. But yeah, she's wanting some
Marvin.
vanilla. Yeah, could have a drawing once a month. That's some good ideas. And see, that's another thing. Whenever you have a dilemma, a question, an
Yep.
issue, you bring it up to the chat. And there's people with a lot of thought and ideas, and I mean, there's
Yeah.
just some things like I would have never thought of that. That's a good idea. I could do a drawing for memberships
Yeah.
only.
Yeah. Or the jam. Listen, that Lisa's jams is so famous that alone could get memberships going. Everybody loves them jams.
Yeah,
I don't think people would understand how uh, hard it is on shipping and stuff like that until they actually go get a pint, just
yeah,
a pint, and try to get it to another state. It's really hard to figure that in on stuff, you know.
yeah,
What's going on? Look at this.
yeah.
Jesus, love a homesteader in here. We don't know.
Linda, check her in. Yeah. Yeah, Barb, we need to hook up. We need to see if we can get together, have some breakfast somewhere, and do some bartering.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, Kendra. And I think you're kind of wrong. You'd be surprised at what you guys got to offer. I got a
Well,
lot
like I
of stuff
said,
going on over there.
I'm not discounting membership. I don't think we're ready yet. We need to figure out. We need to do like you guys. We need to have a plan. We need to have something concrete that we know we can meet. Because if we don't, I feel that the people that sign up for memberships are going to get robbed, and I don't want to do that. I don't. I'd rather give things away than to rob somebody of a
Right.
membership. You know, and
And
it's a
I ain't
lot.
mad at you too, Kendra. You guys need to do the same thing. Come up with a plan because you do got something to offer people. So you and Jason need to sit down and think about it because I think you guys will do pretty good with it too.
Did you get a notice in your email about or maybe it wasn't on the email, maybe it was on the actual YouTube, that part that you were showing earlier on your tax forms? Did you have to
Yeah,
fill out the tax forms? So you did that? Okay, well then that's because that we had to do that as well.
yeah,
And then you'll have one where you have to fill out your banking information. Did you get that one
right.
already?
No,
You'll get that one next
yeah.
to fill out your banking information. And
They say it's coming, but I still have that little box that says right now you don't have to do nothing until you meet the threshold.
you're right. They're doing right now. They're doing all the checks and balances
Yeah.
right now, and but it won't take that long. And I mean, unless they do a background check and find out you was an axe murderer or something back in the day,
Right.
which I don't think that's a problem.
Barb says she's got your eggs, Jesse.
Yeah, I know. I've been complaining that I'm over here buying. I'm paying how much we pay for eggs, Lisa? It was like four something a dozen, and I wish I knew somebody that had some eggs. And she lives down south of us, so and she's got a whole bunch of chickens. Oh, shh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're getting pretty rough here. I mean, like they're that's how much our regular eggs are. But if you go over to the dark brown organic section that has a little clear
right.
side, they're like 625 where we live at. So it's getting
Yeah,
pretty rough.
it's highway robbery, and we're getting them at Costco. I don't know where you shop, but um, you
Well,
know,
that's the last time we priced eggs because we don't get them either. We hit a spot where uh, some of ours got messy, and they was a new mama had step on eggs and broke a bunch of them that we was leaving in there. But the last time we checked on eggs, that's when I had to buy them, and that was from Walmart or Sam's. Either way,
so
it's one of the two. I think it's when you got the membership from. I think it was Sam's where we live at, which I thought was pretty rough for eggs. You know, as far like down to the dozen, but yeah, it's ridiculous for the organic ones anyway.
no, these are regular white eggs that we were getting. But if your hens aren't laying, there's a good video over on Hemby Heritage Farm. 10 reasons why your hens aren't laying. You got to check it out.
Thank you. Yes, that's right. I was getting ready to go watch a video myself because I was like, no, I know what happened to mine. I had a pretty mama bust him and we didn't get none for a while. I don't know what's happened to Joey and Donnie. I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
y'all up. I wait till I see your face. Sorry, I'm eating the banana.
yeah, they sell them at Costco in five dozen packs of 5 dozen, and that's normally what we get.
That's different though, Barb. Those are homestead eggs. That's well worth it.
Yeah, especially if they haven't been washed.
Yeah. Us homesteaders know how to keep the eggs,
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you got good clean nest boxes, you don't have to wash your eggs like Jesse's talking about, keep the bloom on. Man, I mean you can
I
taste the
saw.
difference.
Now I don't know much about eggs. I mean, about chickens, but I saw a video that the guy said that he does the way he keeps his eggs clean is he puts sand in with the chickens, and the sand helps keep them clean.
Hmm.
Yeah, because the chickens aren't in there scratching in the mud or in the poop or whatever. He has a whole bunch of sand in there, and that helps keep the eggs clean because they're not getting on all over the chicken. So I don't know how true it is, but it looked like it worked. So
Yeah, hey, anything that works.
and they never have to wash their eggs. They said, or I mean, even wash them down with a brush or anything because the sand help keeps the chickens clean, which helps keep the eggs clean.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
there may be a reason not to use sand, so I don't know. And
I
it
don't
may
have
and it may
nothing.
and it may be where you're located.
Yeah. I'm sure regular bag sand or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of that black play sand and stuff like that, they might have a silica thing with, but I wouldn't have no problem with using sand. We always just use chips here because we're so close to a sawmill and we get like big bulk bags, pull bottom bags, and bring them in and have them dumped out, and they last us for a few months.
Yeah. Are you close to the coast?
I'm about 3.5 hours away.
Okay. Yeah, because
But I'm also right at the foothills of the Blue Ridge
right.
Mountains too. So half of
Um,
my childhood was spent on the coast. I
it,
lived in
it,
Wilmington.
are you near Asheville?
Yeah, pretty close.
Okay,
Yeah.
I worked with a guy that had property there in Asheville. Like he had like 80 acres or something, but he's done passed and all that went to his son. But yeah, he was a good old guy that I used to work with, and he would go there every vacation, and he only took one vacation a year, and he would get 5 or 6 weeks. He would spend the whole 5 or 6 weeks in Asheville, working on his property, working on the house, and because they had a house there, and he worked here in Houston. So
Yeah, there's some beautiful property in Nashville. I
oh,
mean,
he
just
showed me some nice
gorgeous
pictures
place.
from, especially in the fall. It's beautiful over there.
Yeah, and you are right, Barb. If you construct a nest right and you give them plenty of sleeping options and roost, they won't sleep in their own bedding. Good hens won't poop. You can pretty much, like I say, we use shavings all the time because it's.
Hmm.
I pay $60 for that. I can't tell you how many tons it is, but I mean it's huge. They got to bring it in a dump truck, and then we use the lift or tractor to get it off. We pull the string on the bottom. Well, you can, but we just set it down and take out what we need. We pay $60 for that. If we were to buy that by the bags, it'd be ridiculous. But we just
Right.
use it because it's cheap. But our eggs is always clean. We have egg customers too. We always have an overabundance of eggs. But anything, as long as you got good hens and good nesting area, you can use almost anything as far as it's absorbent and they like it. Yeah, it's not really that hard. There
You
we
sure?
go. I'm sorry, y'all. Joey, I don't know how long y'all been back up there. You could have just waved at me or
Hey,
something. Hey, Jake, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for coming in. We just jibber jabbering. I just wanted to come on and talk to people a little bit about the crazy
you're muted, Joy.
monetization.
You're muted.
Hey, Joey, you're muted. We can't hear you. We can see your mic, though.
There you go.
Okay, now.
Yes, we can hear you
Okay,
now.
yeah, I wanted to explain from your phone and monetizing it because I do it
Right.
all the time. Now, at first, I didn't know how to do it, and so every time I went live, I was missing all my monetization, and I would forget for days, because you have to go in there. Everything
Oh,
defaults to
Sorry.
nothing. Everything defaults to nothing. So
yes, defaults off. Yeah.
yeah, and so everyone else, whenever you put a new video out there, a new video up there, every single time you put a new video up, you
Right.
have to change it to monetization every single time, each new video, and your thing. So
Start.
yeah, now you can do your live, so how you go live and you hit the plus,
Right.
you hit the plus. So, and then it says go live. So you hit go live, and then you put your title in and your information and stuff like that. And then you hit more options at the bottom,
Oh, okay.
more
I see it.
options. Okay. And then at the bottom, it says advanced options.
Right. And then
Click on advanced options.
right. And then
And
you get
that's where it says enable monetization. And then you
cool.
click that on. Now, if you were doing a live stream for members only, there is an option up here. It says only channel members may send messages. You see that? So if you were doing one just for members only, then right there, you would click on that so that only your members could see that. But you don't want to click on that for most. And also, and where it says allow chat, there's been a couple times when I didn't have my glasses on and I accidentally turned that off, so nobody was able to chat with me when I was live. So you want to be careful with those settings, but that's right there where you do your mobile enable chat, and then you hit the back button up at the top like that,
Right.
and then you hit next and you proceed forward. But that's how you do it. I wanted to show you guys because you didn't. No, you
Yeah,
can do that.
I never could figure out how to turn it on. I'd have to turn it on after the live was over.
And then
Right.
you miss
Mm-hmm.
a lot of your income because
Right.
most of the people that watch your live watch it while it's happening.
Right.
And for me, on my lives, because I'm out and about in the Smoky Mountains all the time on my lives, I don't have as many people in the chat as I do watching on the TV. My viewers, for the most part, are TV watchers because they're watching me out and about in the Smokies, you know? And so my monetization, I could have 20 people in the chat, but I could have 200 people watching,
Hey, Nick.
by the end of it because they've watched me on the TV.
Right.
Right.
So that's why that's really important because
That's
I
some
was
good
missing
information.
a lot of revenue that way.
Yep. I won't miss it again.
Yeah. Everybody's saying that's great info, Joey. Thank
That's
you very
excellent.
much for sharing.
Excellent.
Yeah, I wanted to share that because that's an important thing right there.
Right.
Right. And that's why I wanted to do this live so we could get people up here because I mean even I didn't know that, so that helped me too.
Yep.
Yeah, because sometimes you're somewhere and you want to
Everybody knows
go
something.
live,
Yeah. Good
So
night, Kendra and Jason. We love you guys. You were awesome. Thank you for coming in. Sorry, y'all.
yeah. If anything.
So what's happening in the Smoky Mountains right now? Anything?
Rain.
Right now it's rain, but we're kind of at the end of the fall, but we've been out vlogging the fall, so we'll have a lot of videos coming out of that. We probably had one of the best fall colors in years and years and years. We actually took a photo. I don't know if I can find it, and it was like, do you have it on your phone, Donnie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you sent it to me.
Show it to me so we can show it. It was like one of the most.
Lost track of it.
Well, it's probably on the phone I'm using. I have two phones.
That's
you
one
must
thing
be close.
about having two phones.
Yeah.
So
Two
Joey,
different-
Here, I found it.
you're close to Pigeon Forge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see.
We find
Okay.
that Pigeon Forge has better
There.
Verizon. Gatlinburg has better AT&T.
Oh wow, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, that is.
Remarkable.
That was in the national park,
What's going on, Jeremy? Thank you,
Roaring
bro.
Fork Motor Nature Trail, and we just captured that photo, and it was just absolutely like breathtaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's one of my favorite things about Tennessee. I love going there all the time. Me and Bobby used to make the trip 4 times a year. Not so much anymore, but
Yeah,
I
because
did
we haven't
cable
seen
work
you.
there, and I used to love
We
it.
haven't seen you come down.
If
I'm
I
going
want
to though. When I do, we're gonna meet up. I promise, because we love going down there. It's just been rough here the past 3 years. We ain't got to go any at all. But
if I want to see something like that in Texas, I got to go to a Hallmark store and look at one of their calendars.
Yeah.
yeah, I can imagine. We walked to Client's Dog today. They do a lot of horses and stuff.
Oh,
They're pretty big time in it. We had to go walk their dogs today, and they have a lot of property on the backside we walk them on. And they also have a private training facility. And we went out there through the open. I made a video. I posted a picture also on our community tab today. But one part of the woods was like it still had all the leaves on the trees, but the whole field was just yellow. No orange, no red. Weirdest thing I ever seen, but it was all yellow, everything. And the sun was coming through there. It was like, it's pretty weird, but it was really pretty. I had to post that one today on the community tab.
speaking of
but what we do have in the spring here close by is the blue bonnets when they bloom in March and April.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
Blue bonnets are just spectacular in the hill country here.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
we found an interesting thing to do here in Weirs Valley by Pigeon Forge. They have another sky ride in Weirs Valley at Harper Brothers Mountain. And the sky rides is the same size as the one in Gatlinburg, Anakista. But instead of having, 5,000 people a day, they might have 100. And it also has a deal where you can ride a horse. It's about a 3/4 of a mile trail led by one of the cowboys there. And you can get a horse ride and a ride up to the top for $40.
And they have,
And,
oh,
and it
was
was
that
a
the
$5
discount?
it was $5 discount if you get both of them. So you $35 for a regular price. And military was 40% off.
Wow.
Wow.
They were their retired Army. And so the Harper Brothers store is just beautiful. The skylift, the colors, just breathtaking, this time of year. But
Now, they didn't have a lot of stuff up there, it was just up there for the views, but they do have a lot of cabins up there, and they're going to be renting the cabins once they get everything going, because this is new for them. They just opened it like a year ago.
They got
last
stalled
year.
out from the big, from the COV.
And
so they just got restarted.
and there's a lot of places here in the Smokies. You have to ask, though, most places, but there's a lot of places that do military discount. They're very military honoring here. And Dollywood gives 30% discount for the tickets. And like Ford Van Kenny, we took him there, and they gave him, because they counted him like our family, because we take him out a lot, because we put him on my scooter. He's got cerebral palsy, so we take him out. They gave him a 30% discount, counting him like our family. So they extend it. So some places, even some restaurants, will give a 40% discount to everybody at the table.
If there's only one military.
If there's one military person there showing their ID.
The mill does that.
But some places will just do it for the military person. So you just kind of have to ask around here, because it's very, very, a lot of places do give the discount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holston's is a good restaurant here for that. Good pricing, good restaurant. Holston's.
Yeah. If you ever come here, that's one place we highly recommend. It's in Sevierville. So it's
well north of the busyness.
Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg are the more pricier places to eat out. That one is very much more reasonable price, being is that this is all a tourist town, all of it,
Right.
But they have fresh food every single day in the morning. And if they run out of ingredients, they don't serve that dish. Everything is really, just fresh at Holston's. Highly recommended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, where can you go to eat for $12? I mean, most of their entrees are $12 to $13, unless it's a steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Right.
Oh, and there's another military thing this month in our area for the whole month of November. The whole month.
Yeah. It's the
Fisher Brothers restaurants?
No, it's the one that's like Alamo, all those. It's the Johnson Farms, I think it is. Farm, all the ones owned
Mama
by
Chicken,
them
Mama's Farm,
are doing for the whole month.
Bennett's, Alamo.
For the military person. It's not for the whole group. It's for the military person that they get the discount
50%.
for the whole month. Anywhere they go in those. I think they own like maybe a half a dozen restaurants and even ice cream places and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
Mad Dogs.
Everything, yeah.
Mad Dogs, Alamo,
Creamery,
Bennett, Mama's
Chicken Kitchen,
Joe and somebody's sub shop, and then Mama's Farm. Mama's Farm Kitchen. That's a family. Mm-hmm. All really good.
So
that's what's happening. The colors have died down. They're still here. The creeks will be running faster tomorrow. We've got a lot of beautiful stuff here.
Smoky Mountains Christmas starts in a week.
Yep. We just see bears all the time in Anakeesta.
Dollywood is closed down now for the week. It's closed down now until Saturday. It opens up Saturday at 11 a.m. and that starts Smoky Mountains Christmas. So, and then Gatlinburg officially starts theirs maybe, a few days or a week later or something like that. But Dollywood kind of sets the stage for everything here. And when Dollywood closes for the winter, a lot of businesses don't practice during the week. They might just go to weekends, and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why I had to switch my live stream from Monday to Saturday, because the businesses, I go out and the businesses are closed
pretty much Monday
a lot of the times. And especially after everything happened with all the slowdowns of economy and everything, a lot of the businesses still during the week will be closed. So I can't really take people out unless it's the weekend, because the weekend here is popping, it's busy, tourists are here. So that's when that's when I had to make my live streams, because I didn't really have a choice.
That's good to know, because if we travel and if we know that Dollywood's closed, then maybe a lot of the shops are going to be closed. So we won't be able to see anything
In the winter.
good to know.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's right, in the
Dollywood
wintertime. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks. Dollywood closes for 6 weeks every winter. From it's usually a couple days after New Year's, and it'll close for 6 weeks. It opens up March, somewhere around the end of the second week of March. Usually it'll open around that time.
Right.
So yeah, if somebody wants to come and just do all the stuff, there's not a lot open unless they're here on the weekend. Then there'll be a little bit more open.
But I like going during the week because there's less crowds, and I don't like crowds.
Right.
As far as if Dollywood's open, yeah, you want to go.
So
Thursday's a great day.
Yeah, and yeah, because like even in January here is still Smoky Mountains Christmas. There's decorations everywhere. That's one of the draws that they do for this area when Dollywood closes, is they continue Smoky Mountains Christmas decorations up for the month of January
and February.
Sometimes for a week or two in February too, until Valentine's Day comes around. They'll keep those decorations up, and that helps people to have something to look at and look forward to coming here, is the decorations, so when Dollywood's closed, then it kind of dies. A lot of things do die down. The big crowds die down. So that's when businesses feel like they can't continue to run every day, and then sometimes there's nobody to work there either, to service them. So.
Right. You've got these restaurants that have, they have 300 seating, but they can only seat 100 because they only have, 3 waitresses.
Yeah.
Even if they've got room for 3.
There's always signs somewhere that they're hiring.
Yeah,
they're hiring. They're just having a hard time keeping people. But, keep in mind it costs a lot to live here, as well.
Right.
And so that's hard on people trying to make it. Some of the people that do work here at the restaurants and stuff, they live far away and they drive through the mountains to get here for work.
There's a lot of seasonal work there, and if there's no place to live, it makes it hard for somebody to commute back and forth.
Some can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most of the people live over towards Knoxville.
And then if it's really bad weather, like some of the mountain roads, especially in the Great Smoky Mountains, they will just close those roads down, because
for weeks.
Here's the thing. If it's going to be ice or snow or whatever, now you're on a mountain road that's going like this. It's also slanted. So it's not like, even if you were going up and down, no, it's also slanted sideways, So, so you could just slip off the road. So they just close those down, and so people coming in, if they live far away, they're driving treacherously, So Dollywood actually closes on certain days if the weather gets really bad, So
even before January, yeah.
And I don't know, it might be another cold winter like we had last year, because fall came early here, like a couple weeks early. And
never had bears in a panic.
The bears are absolutely gorging right now,
and they're fighting.
And they're getting aggressive. So they've absolutely closed down some of the national park trails, that are normal hiking trails.
Right.
They closed them down for aggressive bears, because the bears do get a little more aggressive when they are feeding for the winter.
Stocking up for the winter.
And usually where the thing of it is a bear is, unless it's a mama bear that has cubs, usually they're more alone, sedentary, not sedentary, but solitary. But not at this time of year when they're gorging. And like in the past years, when it wasn't a really cold winter, we didn't really see that kind of activity that much, you know, but the last 2 years we've seen a lot more bears, you know, and so that could be another sign that it could be cold winter, you know, so everybody should prepare for that just in case, because the animals, they instinctively know what to do.
And do you have snow chain mandates up there?
There are roads that have a sign on it that says between the dates of December this and January that, you must have snow chains. There are certain streets, certain mountain roads that you have to have them. You can't go up the road without them. Yeah, we do. There's one right by Gatlinburg. As a matter of fact, the Gatlinburg Welcome Center has a road right next to it that says you must have chains to go up this road after December something or other. You know, I don't remember all of the words. But we recommend also when you visit Gatlinburg, they have a trolley system that's free there. And you go to the Gatlinburg Welcome Center, which is on the spur between Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. Park there for free, get on the trolley, see all of Gatlinburg, do everything you want to do, and not have to pay $15 to $20 for parking.
Wow.
Yeah, because the parking went way up in Gatlinburg. Now in Pigeon Forge, the trolley is not free. It's like $3 a person
for a whole day,
for the day to get on. But if you're staying in Pigeon Forge, for example, or Sevierville, you can drive to the Gatlinburg Welcome Center, park your car for free, get on the trolley. In 2020, they made it free. It didn't used to be free, but in 2020, they made the trolley into Gatlinburg free, and they have kept it free ever since then.
Yeah, just tips only.
They accept tips, but they've kept it free. So you can take your whole family in there. You can ride it in. It's kind of fun to ride the trolley, ride it into Gatlinburg. The only thing you have to do is pay attention when the trolley comes back, the last one. So you want to make sure you're back on the trolley.
Yeah. And I'm sure they have more than one.
Yeah.
They probably have several. Uh-oh, everybody froze up.
No, I was just pretending. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah, we all pretend.
But for most of you folks that ain't never experienced Smoky Mountain Christmas, they really go all out. It's really, really, I mean, they deck it out, man. It's really pretty.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't probably want to go in the wintertime if I'm traveling in an RV, especially if they have those mandates for snow tires or snow chains. I'd have to go.
There are some roads. They do have some roads. Once you take them, if it's slick, you might go off something. They won't be able to get you back.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you. I was going to mention one other thing on that live stuff. Have you gone live with your phone very often?
Not a lot, and because I have
big
fingers and I can't see so good because of diabetes. So I try not to. But
I know you use StreamYard a lot, but let me give you a little tip on the. If you do the YouTube live, it's very easy. I mean, to go in there, set it up. The only trick you got to remember before you hit that go live, turn your phone landscape, because once you go live, it will not let you turn landscape, and then you'll have just that sliver of a live. So always turn it landscape before you hit the go live, and then it'll be landscape for your entire live that you're on. That's the only thing you got to remember. Everything else, obviously, it asks you, what do you want to title it, and then when you go live, it'll ask you for and now you can go monetize yourself, like she showed us, and then when you go back to hit next, it's going to take a picture. You only got like probably 3 to 5 seconds, so you got to get ready to take a picture. And once you take that picture, then it's go live time. But you got to make sure you're turned landscape before you hit go live.
Do you want to still keep going or just sign off?
And
I'm glad you
can you still hear us?
Yeah, we lost you for a little bit.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Storming, we were spinning. You can also take a picture ahead of time on your camera, and sometimes you can upload that mobily for your screenshot.
Under options, it would say, take the present picture or upload a picture. It'll give you an option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, any other questions? Hey, we're back.
I don't know. We're still here.
No, that's a different. It's on different time.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you, Barb.
Joyce,
She gets
Joyce.
emojis for Frozen. Ah, good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
I
Frozen.
noticed that too.
Yes, and Faith was the redhead. Because my wife's a redhead.
Well, I'm glad we got to clear some of this up because I did learn some stuff. It's
Yep.
you
Yeah, so
know,
did I.
I hope if anybody has any more questions, you get them out before we leave because I'm pretty sure you probably get most of them answered. There's enough people in here that's been
Right.
through it before, but
Well.
I thought it was interesting. But it's worth it if you want to at least experience it, try it out. I'm still looking to see if we're going to keep on or not, but so far it wasn't that bad. It was really easy. Just confused about the time frame of when stuff pops up, but if you just follow all those little blue, learn to or click here to find out more. If you'll follow all those, you'll unlock everything, and
Yeah.
you won't have no trouble. Just don't expect it to happen overnight because they kind of drag their feet once you get what you need there. Just a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
it's not that bad. So I mean, I would definitely do it again.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. That's all I wanted to clear up was to just make
Yeah.
sure some people, because I looked everywhere to try to figure out if there was a time frame on these tabs. Why was they coming up one at a time and a couple of days apart? And I was like, what in the world's going on?
Yeah. There's only really three things that have to happen, and everything else is kind of falls into place.
And the copyright thing, it'll say, this doesn't really affect your channel, the copyright thing or something like that. But I know somebody that did not get accepted into the partnership program, because of copyright things. And then that person got upset and ended up deleting their whole channel after they had worked on it for so long, to do this. But you can go in to the YouTube studio, like, because we're out and about all the time on our live streams, we will hit copyright music sometimes. And they can take away your money. But I think YouTube is starting to change that when it comes to having your live stream monetized, because now I'm noticing sometimes where it says ad revenue shared instead of I get the whole thing. It's shared because there's some music in the background or something, or
Right.
sometimes I'm out there showing a cover band that is playing music because it's local in Gatlinburg or whatever, and they're playing it right there, or it's at Dollywood, and it's part of entertaining our viewers, and stuff. So sometimes I do share that. But if you need to go in, especially if you're not monetized yet and you need to go in and cut things out, or if you really need that ad revenue after your live stream, you can go into YouTube Studio and you can cut out that portion. Or sometimes I've been walking through Dollywood. And especially
if she sings,
Dolly Parton's music gets hit every single time. So, and then it won't be shared. YouTube won't say shared. It'll be, you cannot monetize this at all. Yeah. So what you can do is you can go in and music. YouTube gives you music to replace if there's something there to replace it with, or you can just cut that portion out and you just have a little snippet of a few minutes out of when the music was as you're passing by or something like that. And there's another thing too at Dollywood. It's country music played in the background there, right? So I've had on several occasions where somebody tried to claim a copyright on my video, and it always was a Latin. It said it was Latin copyright. And so one time I said, and a friend of mine in the area that is got a channel close to 80,000 subscribers now, he told me, you have to be real careful talking to YouTube about trying to fight a copyright claim because they can delete your channel. So on this particular thing, I said, wait a minute, how can this be a Latin copyright claim? Because it's totally wrong. This is a country music singer. And I was talking and promoting Dollywood, answering questions at the time. So I did fight that one, and I said, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense to me. If it's really true that it belongs to this person, that's totally fine. But I don't know that it does, because I'm not claiming it as mine, but I'm just saying this doesn't make sense. And I said, I need you to clarify. Right. So it took about a month. YouTube did it, and then YouTube deleted the copyright claim because the person who was claiming it could not
was pulling
prove,
a scam.
Could not, probably was pulling
scam, just claiming everything.
Yeah, and probably claiming something that it didn't belong to them, you know, and stuff. And so YouTube took it away. But for the most part, I just cut something out because it doesn't really matter. And that way I don't have to, I can get the ad revenue, you know, so. Right. And then I don't know if anybody else knows this also, but you, when you go to the ad revenue, you have to have enough views. It's not based on subscribers. It's based on views. And you have to have enough views because of those ads. You have to have enough views that it gives you $100 each month. If you don't add up to $100 each month, then you could skip several months until it adds up again to $100, and then skip months if it, you know, and a lot of people do that, you know. So I just don't want anyone to think you're just coming into this and then all of a sudden you're making all this money because, you know, sometimes you might be making a little bit of money per month and then it adds up, and then when it hits 100, they'll pay you.
Right, but up until you reach 1,000 subscribers, up until then, it's all about getting subscribers and watch hours. After you get your watch hours and your subscribers, then it all becomes about retention, views, keeping people watching your videos, and that's how you get your.
You have to maintain the 4,000 hours every year, and you have to maintain the 1,000 subscribers every year.
Right.
So if you're struggling with that, you might want to wait till your channel gets bigger, you know, in order to not struggle with that, because
just don't be disappointed.
Kim from North and South Homestead, she was dealing with some family issues, and she had lost her monetization for a while because she couldn't keep the hours up because she was taking care of her mother, you know, and she had some serious things. So that's, you know, and then she had to start over her hours again. She still had her people, but she had to start over her hours again, you know, to get back there.
So the video that we got on that, Joey, there's a video, a new update right when we got our very first, right when we flipped over from the little rainbow to our first monetization page. And it's like maybe an hour and 16 minutes long. I'll send the link to you guys in Facebook, since we're friends on Facebook. This is a video as 11 days ago. You don't have to maintain the 4,000 watch hours. They're not taken away. You do have to, however, you do have to keep up with your content as far as you have to be active and still post. But you don't have to maintain the subscribers or the watch hours anymore. But you do have to, I think the video said if you was 6 months dormant, your channel was 6 months dormant, then they would stop advertising and putting your content out. And then there's another time frame before you get an email about them taking your channel down. But as far as maintaining it, they did take that away on the video I seen, which is one of the reasons why we did go through, because if they would have kept that policy, we would have never started this whole endeavor in the first place. So the only reason why we started it is because they did change that over, but there is criteria to it. You can't just relax and not do anything. But I mean, you don't have to maintain those criteria anymore as of now. You know how they like to.
But even if you did, did have to maintain watch hours, the best way to do it is through lives. I've got most of my hours through lives.
And see, I was the opposite. Actually, I got my hours. I had way over 6,000 hours before I ever had 1,000 subscribers, because I was in the Smoky Mountains and I was posting my videos to Facebook. And so people would watch it. But when you're on Facebook, you can't hit subscribe unless you open up the YouTube app. So I was getting hours and hours and hours, but I wasn't getting people hitting subscribe.
Yes, I don't do
And
Facebook.
that's a good way to get, but that's a good way to get hours on Facebook if you need to have, the views and stuff like that. It's a good way to get them, it's just you might not get your numbers to grow, but again, we get paid on views, not on numbers. So everyone needs to keep that in mind.
Right.
And
Hey, James
one
and
thing
Ted,
about
thank
these,
you guys
we've been
for coming
involved
in.
with a couple of.
They know about collabs.
Okay. Well, one thing we did too was in the one collab, we changed one of the rules, and we said you can post an older video.
Oh yeah.
Because we had one lady that was so busy and so many things going on. We said, you can do an old one. And we didn't mind at all. As long as it was in the, it could have been a year ago fall video. But because, that's one way you can keep things going. If you're having a health issue, if you're having where you can't produce something new, do an older one.
Because we had a fall video collab going on and still going on until Thanksgiving weekend, where if somebody wanted to join it, the only thing, they subscribe to my channel and his channel and then send us a link to their video, and we would put it in the playlist, and it could be a new video of fall or an older video. Only thing I said, it's not a Halloween type collab. It's just fall, anything fall, if they were cooking, if they were making a craft, if they went to a fall festival, and if they decorated for fall or saw fall decorations, anything. And so that's what he's saying. We had a lady that's so busy taking care of her grandkids now that she wasn't able to make videos right now, but she put in some videos that she had previously. So we had some people do that, and we put it in the playlist, so that it can, hopefully get some more plays,
Yeah.
So for everybody that's asking, I promise I'll go find the link. I'll put it in. Actually, I'll post it on our community page. Just maybe check tomorrow, because I'm gonna go back and dig it out. But the new criteria, me and Bobby watched many times. I wanted to make sure that was it, because I wasn't going to try to do that. I know how life can get with autistic child, owning your own business.
Yeah.
We didn't really want to maintain that, but we'll post it and let you guys watch it so you'll know for yourself. And if I find out where it's at, I'll even post a little timestamp so you don't have to watch the whole video.
Yeah. That is good news, because a lot of people were struggling with trying to wonder how they could maintain it.
Yeah, and that's kind of, to me, I thought it was really silly once you met it. I think, keeping it was a little, to me, I just didn't agree with it. So.
Right. It was, it made me nervous even, but I knew that, what I learned was afterward that my numbers kept going up on my views and my hours, and stuff. And I thought that's the blessing of living here, is that, I do get those views. So.
Right. So in case you guys don't know each other, of course, I'm sure you do. If you want to give Jesse a break, I'm pretty sure Nightbot, since he's active, you can just type in !shout, and Nightbot will drop your link right there in the chat. I'm pretty sure that's still active. Lazy Acres, what's up? There's some fam coming in. I'll go back and do it after this one. I haven't did it yet. I will from now on, though, now that I know how to do it.
Yep.
Like
I said, I'd never gone, until recently, I'd never gone live on YouTube, using YouTube. I've always used StreamYard, but I wanted to go on the phone, and it was easier than I thought it was going to be, except I didn't know how to do that monetization part. So I would go live and I wouldn't be monetized until afterwards.
Right.
And I heard, I don't know when it's supposed to happen, but I heard that YouTube was going to start doing a panel so that you don't have to use StreamYard.
Yeah, I
So
haven't
I
heard
don't
about
know that's about it.
Oh, it's exclamation, Brenda. Do exclamation first and then do it. It
I,
worked for Joey.
I also heard that they're going to start letting you use, and I think this is going to be after the first year. They're going to start letting you use your whatever music you want, and you won't get a copyright claim, but you'll have to share the ad. You'll have to share the revenue with whoever owns that music.
Right.
But
Now, I do
Right.
want to
Which
say,
would
though, the
be
funny part about my
better.
copyright claim was we had like only 2 that got it. And you guys remember I did a portrait of Einstein. We called it a paint and play, and Jules did his own custom music. Well, that's what I got a copyright claim on, was my best friend's music that he was playing. So he was like, listen, I'm telling you, I've did this before. Make the live private until you get through this process because it's just going to cause a hiccup. I'm not claiming. You can have, I don't care. But if you don't, it's going to add a share later because he knew more than me about it. And he was right later on after I went back and looked at the live when we got our process done. It didn't give me a mark or nothing. It just said copyright claim, revenue has been shared. So whatever that video made would have been split between me and Jules or however, they was going
mm-hmm.
to work it. But he was like, nah, man, just go ahead and get to the process because, it is still analytics doing the review. You still got a bot doing it. So don't cause a hiccup and just fix it later, which is what I did.
Right.
But I just thought it was funny. I was like, I know the guy that wrote the song. It's kind of funny, but that's how they are with it. They are.
And the one thing though, I don't know that YouTube is going to change this. They probably won't, but copyright strike is different than a copyright claim. Because a
Yes.
copyright claim is based upon like music in the background of like you're walking through somewhere and there's a band playing or whatever, or there's a radio playing. That gives you a copyright claim. We were getting copyright claims on, like, we would go eat at a Mexican restaurant and do a review and then getting a copyright claim on the music in the background while we're talking, but they play the music so loud and they won't turn it down if you ask them.
Right.
There are some places that will turn it down if you ask them, but some places that will not. But the copyright strike is different, and that is from the actual band that is their song, and it's not like a cover song.
Right.
That you don't want to do. You don't want to go to a concert where there's an actual band doing their own song, because that could be a copyright strike, and YouTube can take your channel down for that. So you don't want to do that. And I learned that from somebody else. It was the people that do the dancing down in the line dancing.
Boots and Bonnie.
They went to a concert and got a copy. Yes, they went to a concert and got a copyright strike because they went to a concert. And so he's the one that was teaching that, because I didn't know what the difference was until he said that. So you don't want to go to a concert and let the music play.
Yeah, he was at the Garth Brooks concert and he recorded the whole thing,
mm-hmm.
and later got a copyright strike on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another little hiccup you run into before you get monetized when it's doing its processing your channel and checking everything out. If you have live streams where a buddy up on panel said a cuss word, even if it's a small one, if they pick it up, it's just going to give you another hiccup. So you can go in now, and like they said, you just learned here today, you can edit live streams. We've been doing it for a while. You can go back and snip that out, because I've did it before, and then it'll go away and be perfectly fine. But it will pick it up. So if you know these things and you're listening now, you can take care of all that. So that way, that last number 3 step, it won't take as long, because once they find something, the process will start all over after you fix it, and you got to go through all of it again. So it's best that you know these secrets now.
Yeah.
And get it all done before you start the process.
It's like I was live from Dollywood last night, and I'm walking, and of course, where the microphone part of your phone is, lady comes walking, she almost bumps into me, and so she says the cuss word right there at my microphone, part of my phone, and I was like, oh great, you know. So I probably have to go snip that out, but you know,
Thank you.
that's one thing of being in public, you know, but you should be able to ask people on that are coming up on your panel not to be able to, you know, to keep it family friendly, and they should respect that. But I have seen live streams where as a matter of fact, our friend Fordman Kenny, he's had live streams where people have gotten up on his panel and cursed, you know, and then he's had to ask them again. But he asked them at the beginning before they even come up and said, the only thing, please don't do this. But some people just do not, you know,
Slips out.
they don't have the respect, you know, to do that. So you do have to watch that if you're going to do lives and everything. So
That's right, because you'll have to go back and take it out.
Mhm.
You will have to do it because most of the time they'll catch it.
Yeah. And I noticed this too, when I've edited my live stream to clip something out, sometimes it takes the replay chat away. Have you ever edited a live stream?
No.
I haven't had no, I haven't had to do that yet, but I was told that you could just go in there and mute that section. You don't have to clip it, just mute that section.
Mm.
And then if you just mute it, you shouldn't lose your replay.
Okay.
That's a good idea. I've never tried that. I always actually cut it out. See, learn something else.
Well, that's what I've heard. I haven't, like I just said, I haven't had to go edit any of my lives, but I've heard that if you had to go, if you will, edit your live stream, that you can go in there and just mute that section out, especially if they're playing a song that would get, you know, a conflict. So, because sometimes somebody will go on live and they got their TV going and there's something music playing, or, you know, it's like, oh, hold up, time out.
Just a few seconds.
Right. It don't take long.
There's about 10 or 11 seconds where you can just say, you know, and hit the mute, and then ask them, please turn that off or whatever, you know, because sometimes it is somebody else in the background and they're not paying attention to what that other person is doing, and they're sitting there on your panel, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you don't want to drive around on a live stream with your radio going, or vlogging with your radio going. You have to always keep this stuff in mind, you know, when you're going to put content out there that you want monetized.
Drivers going by in their cars with the radio blaring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have that a lot. Yeah. But I'm very thankful that YouTube at least is doing the sharing option, you know, because sometimes there's like bluegrass music or something going on there in Gatlinburg, and I'm showing it to our viewers, you know, because they enjoy that very much. And so at that point, I'm making a decision. Well, if this is shared, then that's okay. I'll share it, you know, the ad revenue, but at least I'm sharing something that my viewers really would enjoy watching. Right at this moment, it's live going on, you know.
And you did get hit on the German stuff.
Yeah. We went up to the German restaurant, and
over Gatlinburg was great German
and they
food.
had German music. And I specifically asked them at the end, you know, it's because I didn't go live from up there. There wasn't the greatest signal right in there, but I went ahead and vlogged it and posted it. And they said, we don't have any of this copyright, you know, or anything like that. So there shouldn't be an issue at all. And it wasn't, you know, so sometimes you can talk to the cover band or whatever.
So Brenda wants to know, has anybody ever had to dispute a copyright claim?
Yes, I did. I was talking about the one time when I was in Dollywood.
Yeah.
In Dollywood, when it said it was a Latin song, and I said this doesn't make sense because this is a country song and I'm talking, and YouTube took that copyright claim away, and I got full monetization for that video. And it was a long video because I was walking all around Dollywood for like like 3.5 hours or something, you know, and this one little song was trying to take all the money away from me where I got nothing for about 3 minutes as I'm walking through, you know, it probably wasn't even the whole song.
We have a few
So
other folks that say they have. Maybe they can put their input in comments. Just type it in chat.
Yeah, something else that I know that I do. I leave mine private until it completely uploads and gets checked by YouTube. After it gets checked by YouTube and there's no claims, then I make it public or schedule it for whenever I need to come out. But there's some people that don't do that. They'll just go right to public, and then if they have a copyright issue, then it'll show up. But I always make sure I don't
on
have
your
an
regular
issue
video,
on any video I put out.
Are you talking about lives too, or no? Your
Well,
lives are
you can't.
lives.
Well, no, you can't do that with lives because obviously most of them are now the scheduled lives. Obviously, you can kind of control a little bit more, but unscheduled lives, if I'm going live on my phone, just like you, and you know, car drives by and they got music blaring, obviously you can't control that, right? Or if you happen to be somewhere and they're playing a cover song or whatever, and you get a strike, you can't control that. But what I'm talking about is if you're uploading a video, and it may be a video of you out and about. If you're uploading and there's any chance that there's a copyright, it'll let you know before you go public. And that's what I
usually upload mine in unlisted, and because that's the automatic thing that it does normally. And and then I hit the thing. It has a thing where it says notify me. And then so YouTube takes it through the process, and usually by the morning, they have gone through it and notified me that there were no issues or that there were issues. And at that point, I can either delete it and re-edit it and post it back up or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, 99% of the time. Sometimes it's been cleared by YouTube, but then halfway through the day, it gets a hit.
I've had some that have gotten a hit like after it's been cleared, and then it got a hit later because somebody else probably a scammer sometimes tried to put a claim on it. Yeah. And that can happen, you know.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there was a scam going out there. There was a scam going out there for a while where you would use software that had no copyrights on it, even YouTube Studios music that was copyright free to put on YouTube. There were scammers out there that would save that music and then re-put it in and claim it, so that everyone, even using YouTube music, was getting claims, because Journey Along with Shannon Jaws was getting hit that way. She had gotten hit by using YouTube, and so did I. You know, gotten hit before. So, and this is another thing too, that that music that you can buy a subscription for $15 a month, Epidemic Sound.
Epidemic Sound.
Okay. All right. So our YouTuber friend here locally, Yankee in the South, he got hit from Epidemic Sound because there's a little clause that says that person that put the song in there, the contract was good for 2 years. If after 2 years, suddenly they want to go public with it, they can, if that's the way their contract is. So he was getting copyright hits on stuff, even though he'd paid, the subscription and stuff. Also, if you stop paying the subscription, you can suddenly get copyright hits. So it's way better to find the music that is already out there, copyright free and stuff. So I've bought some music off of iTunes that's copyright free. And then there's like, what's the name of that song? The songwriter, there's one on there and he's got his music on YouTube and it's copyright free. Chris, what's his name? Chris something?
Chris Stapleton?
No, copyright free. Okay. Chris, Haugen is his last name. Chris Haugen. He has a lot of instrumental music, and it's copyright free. And he posted
Right.
up there on YouTube that people can use his music. Because what happens is YouTube now will scan it, and they'll put him down in your thing for that you're using his music, you know, and stuff. And but he's got copyright. I use a lot of his stuff because it's, you know, never gotten a hit. And that's what our friend had told me. He said, I don't have a problem using these certain ones over and over and over. So that's why I go to them instead of using some of these paid ones temporarily. And then they'll go out and copyright their music after it's popular, you know, and everyone's using it. It can go out, and then you have to go back in and edit your video.
That's
if
right.
if you don't want to lose the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. So I use Epidemic Sound, and I've had no problems with that because according to the terms and conditions, as long as your subscription is up to date, you're paying your monthly note, you won't ever get a copyright claim using any of their music. If there's a user or a music creator in there that has a contract that's, you know, expired or fixing to expire, then it's up to them to make sure that, and you shouldn't be claimed on those. They're supposed to have theirs either renewed or taken out. And Epidemic Sound has never given me any issue with any of the songs I've used. And I've used Chris Haugen's music as well. And another thing I do on all my descriptions on my videos, I always put the artist, the song, and the artist name of everything that I use, just so if anybody says anything or comes back, I have it listed in my description of what song I used and who the artist was. Even if they don't say, because there's some of them in YouTube Studio even that say you can use this, but you have to give me credit.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
So I give credit.
Well, sometimes
to everybody.
I can have. Yeah, sometimes I can have a whole video, and there's just music, you know, and so I will forget which one or what order or what have you. So that's where it's like, you know, so I just always use the copyright free stuff that I don't have to worry about that stuff.
What editing software do you use?
I haven't got any.
What edit software do you use?
Well, now I'm using. I was previously using the same one Shannon uses, but when I switched to Mac, it didn't switch over. Okay. So now I use iMovie. Okay. I just use iMovie.
So in my editing software, you know, you have your editing software, you have your timeline, and you have your rows of different things, your video, the voice, and then music. All I do is when I get done, right when I finish editing, is I go down that list and I just write down every one of the songs that I've done, and then put it in the description while it's in the edit mode.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm high functioning autistic, so I don't remember to do everything. I forget things. You know, that's one of the things I'll forget, because it's like sometimes I think I should write this down, but then boom, it's out of my head.
We don't even remember to write things down.
Like you know, you make a list and then you never look at the list.
Right. Or where did I put the list?
And forget where you put it.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
That's my problem.
Or I will text myself a list and then I will never open up my text to read it. Yep.
Yeah.
I put my grocery list in with my debit card.
Okay.
That way I have to. That way I have to look at it.
Yeah. Oh, so if you're having to put your list in with your debit card, you must be the runner.
Oh yeah.
He's
the
cook
runner
too.
And the cook.
He was a cook in the Coast Guard and at restaurants. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I was having fun.
She's doing a food blog too.
Mike with Miss Bobby.
Yeah, I figured she was going to come in here, but I think Marty's.
It's too late now.
She's giving Hendrix a breathing treatment, but usually Marty, she don't conk out till about 1 o'clock. But
she's in her PJs now. She's ready. It's 10 o'clock, or well, no, it's 11 o'clock for you.
Yeah, and I can't believe we went 2 hours, man. We've had a whole bunch of information put in the comments. Some great information up here on the panel. I've learned a bunch from you two guys anyway, and Donnie. So I guess we're just gonna drop it today. I can't, like I said, I can't believe we went two. I was gonna talk 30 minutes on this, but I'm glad we got to answer a bunch of questions. It's not, like I said, guy. If you can hear everybody up here talking about it, it's not a scary thing. It's not hard to do. It's just don't believe everything you watch from channels that did it before, because it's not the time frame on when this stuff's come about. I know, like I said, if you're really interested in getting monetized, you want to get it done. Just remember, once it does happen, you're going to have to go through a few more hoops, and some of your tabs that come is a whole different time frame than what you think, but it'll happen. All of ours happen within less than 15 days, and as you can see in the chat, we've already made our emojis. We've got a custom badge that I programmed that grows into something different. Everything's already set up, so it wasn't that bad. It's just, it's not exactly what you expect, and it never is with YouTube. So, it's a learning experience.
They take stuff away from you right at the end. It's like
Yeah.
98,
Yeah, they like to do
99,
that.
95.
Yeah.
That was
They
our
love
hours
that.
on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And things
Like
are
that
always
was doing all
changing.
the time.
You can listen to other channels and what they did and stuff, but you still got to look, because things change. Like you were mentioning about the watch hours.
Yeah.
That's a big change.
That's a good change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Brenda. We surely appreciate all your support. Thank you for coming in. We are going to call it a night, though, because everybody's checking out.
Praying for you.
I'm just happy we had what we had in here, hanging out, listening to us talk about monetization.
Yeah.
So I guess our next one is going to be probably about memberships. And I don't know. We did some stuff at Lake Myers this weekend. We went and camped out with some family. I may post some of that, or I may go right back to chicken videos. Who knows around here? You never know what's going to happen. But Jesse, thank you very much for coming up early, man, and clearing a bunch of stuff up. Awesome job modding while you was doing it, as always. I don't know how you keep all that stuff straight while you're still blabbing and talking to us and keeping me going anyway. Thank you, Bradley, for coming in. Love you, Bubba. Appreciate you. I'll come over and check you out. I'm enjoying the B videos you're putting out. Joey and Donnie, thank y'all for coming up, and you've answered a lot of questions for us. Cleared up a bunch of stuff. We appreciate it. In case y'all guys are wondering, I'm still on my bucket, and it's not comfortable at all.
Oh.
I've just been doing my
you, Jesse. We actually met Michael before.
Yes. Thank you for that good information you gave us tonight. I learned something.
We met Michael in Mayberry.
Yeah.
You met Tim. You mean Tim Mayberry or Michael?
She met us.
We met
Joey.
we met
Joey Bless Life at.
Okay. Because you're real close to each other.
Mayberry.
You're a couple of states away.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun too. We met a lot of people. It was actually, that was a big RVing community, and you guys know Donnie, Storyteller Donnie Wheeler and Joey. They're big connected in there in RVing too. So
this is an RV.
We went down there and met a bunch of people in the Andy Griffith town, where actually that's where I'm from. I don't live there anymore, but I know all about it. And we met them and Rally Creative Travel, a whole bunch of channels down there. New Horizon, which y'all know they're in our chat a whole lot anyway, but a lot of good channels. And then later on, after we left, we was meeting Joey and Donnie through all the shopping centers and all the other stuff, bumping into them again after we had left. So it was a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll get to meet a lot of other people now. Since everything's going to be slowing down in the winter, we're wide open through the fall, grow through the summer, and then dead winters are most of the time when we're doing this, but more live streams and stuff like that. So Chuck, thank you for coming in, brother. I know I've been kind of, you know how it is when you're first coming back, not being able to read and keep up, but I did say hey to you. I had fun in the live stream. Chuck, I appreciate it, Bubba, and all the support you give us. We sure do appreciate it. Good night, everybody. I'm going to get out of here and shut my mouth. We hit 2 hours. Thank y'all for hanging out with my boring butt that long anyway. But we did get some stuff answered, and I'll catch y'all again next Sunday. We're going to try to, stick to Sundays at 9 now. If not, I'll maybe pick another time if we're stepping on somebody too important. But I'm pretty sure Coach is already gone by the time we start anyway. So, again, Jesse, thank you very much.
Okay, congratulations, by the way.
Lisa, yeah, I'm sure y'all do, but you need to go check them out if you don't. And Storyteller Donnie Wheeler, Joey over at Joey Bless Life, y'all go check them out.
Good night,
They're
Linda
awesome
and Chuck.
folks.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all. Thank you for coming in. We'll see you again on the next one.
Hmm.